This will be a very short presentation on Martin Luther King. We did this in both classes, but in case you needed to come back to it and look at it, you see that King is greatly influenced by Henry David Thoreau and his civil disobedience that he wrote in defiance of the Mexican War, which was started in 1846 between the United States and Mexico over disputed territory that more than likely the United States shouldn't have been involved in, but we wanted land, and Thoreau said he's not going to pay for an unjust war, which he saw, as many Northerners did, as an attempt by slave-holding states to gain more political power that they were losing. So Martin Luther King, he starts off with his first national event with the Montgomery bus boycott. When Rosa Parks was arrested, he will help organize a boycott of Montgomery buses because they were segregated. So African Americans will stay off the buses for over a year, and that will be very successful because the bus company will desegregate the buses. And King will gain national attention, and he was influenced not only by Thoreau but also by Gandhi's nonviolent action. Specifically, he was elected leader of the Southern Christian Leadership Conference in 1957. And it was an alliance of African American churches and ministers, and they were looking for other civil rights battles. They focused on what was considered a very racist town, Birmingham, which was nicknamed Bombingham because a lot of African American activists would get their houses burnt down. And they are trying to end segregation and hold peaceful protests. The police would often spray protesters with fire hoses. Police dogs would be instructed to attack. Martin Luther King is going to be arrested. He wrote a letter from Birmingham jail when he responded to white clergymen telling him that he needs to wait. This is a controversial move at the time, but he's going to authorize the organization of children. Thousands of children are going to be arrested for marching. It was against the law to march unless you had specific permission to do it. You had maybe a permit, and they would not grant a permit to African Americans to march. And they will be forced to let many of these children out of jail. Here's some pictures from these events. And you will see that there will be a march on Washington. 200,000 will march, and King gave his I Have a Dream speech. And again, it seems like a real victory. National attention because of the TV is being focused on what's happening in the South. And many Americans are shocked to find out that the police are involved in this brutality. And they'll be even more shocked as college students from across the nation go to Mississippi to register African Americans to vote. Legally, after the Civil War, the 13th, 14th, and 15th Amendments were passed, which gave African Americans the right to vote. First it was males, and then we have the 19th Amendment passed, and all females could vote. The problem is that African Americans were not registered to vote because of the fear and intimidation from groups like the KKK. So you see white college students and also black college students are going to register people to vote, and they're going to be faced with a lot of violence. There's King after his speech. Very famous movie, Mississippi Burning, was made to show what really happened in actuality, where the murder of 3 civil rights workers. They were killed by the police deputy, kind of arranged this, but they were killed for being outsiders and for trying to get African Americans to vote. You will see that Civil Rights Act will ban discrimination and segregation. The Voting Rights Act will ban literacy tests, and they brought in federal registers when voting fell below 50% in a certain county or area.
After the march, going